Hi, and welcome to Dramatic Knits. My name is Steve, also known as Dramatic Knits.
And I'm Callie, also known as Calsters.
And today is Sunday, February 22nd, 2015. This is episode 199. So close to 200 next week. 200 episodes. That's crazy. That's just ridiculousness right there. Anyway, hopefully you all had a good week. I had an unintended and unexpected vacation, so, But I'll talk about that here in just a minute. Sorry if you hear noise from downstairs. That would be the dustbuster. My leading man is deep cleaning the walk-in pantry that we have, so I can't complain. He's cleaning. He took a sick day, so he hasn't been feeling great. Nothing, not a cold. He's just various and sundry things. So he had to go to a 6 a.m. work meeting and then was like, I'm not feeling so good. I'm gonna go home. So he came home and took a really long nap because he hasn't been sleeping too well. And now he's cleaning, and I'm not going to complain. So, yeah. We can review. Why did I have an unexpected vacation? Because Monday we had off for President's Day. Tuesday I didn't teach. I had an all-day training, which I tried to go into it with a positive view, which is unlike me in my work meetings, my work trainings. I'm usually... I know I had a really bad case of RBF the whole day because the trainer kept looking at me and, But he was probably one of the best trainers I've had, not only with this curriculum that we have that we brought in, but that I've had overall. I got through the day. It was fine. A lot of it was review, but he had a few different takes on things than the standard manual that, that they get taught to teach you. So he was like, here's what I do. Here's what I've done. And, why waste your time with this? This is what it says to do. But anyway, so that training was pretty good. We did not go to Knit Night on Tuesday because Callie had to work, so we'll talk about that. And then Wednesday I did teach. My only day I taught. Thursday I was supposed to have school and then parent-teacher conferences. And then we had Friday off because we did 2 nights of conferences. We actually get to vote whether we want to do one night and Friday morning and then get a half day, or if we want to do 2 nights and get the whole day Friday off. So we usually vote for 2 nights. Wednesday night, they called and emailed us to tell us that due to the extreme cold we were having here, that they were going to cancel classes on Thursday, which then canceled parent-teacher conferences. So I actually had Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday today off. Not to mention last Monday, and didn't teach on Tuesday. So, yeah. I can't remember how cold it was supposed to be, like a high of 3, and the wind chill was supposed to be negative, I don't even know.
It's like negative 20 or 23, I think.
Yeah. So, Chicago Public Schools closed, which they never do, especially because they are warm zones. A lot of their schools in Chicago are warm zones, which means for homeless need to get out of the cold. Their schools actually open up their doors for them. So when Chicago Public Schools closes,
it's cold.
Yeah, and they were colder than we are here in Central Illinois, but it was still pretty bad. I didn't think they were going to cancel. I told my kids, I was like, they're not going to cancel because they look at the time that they're waiting for the buses, and most of them don't wait for the buses. So, But anyway, so that's been my week. I'm dreading, but also looking forward to getting back to work tomorrow. It's kind of like I'm ready to get out of the house, but we'll see. So, you, darling?
My week has been, it's been an emotional roller coaster. That's what it has been. On Tuesday, I had a 4-H alumni chili and chocolate cook-off, not to be combined. There was no chili and chocolate, and it was interesting because there was 3, it seems like the alumni group just put on events for their group to have an excuse to have a party because there's not a whole lot of outside people that come in. And that's a different topic for a different day on why I feel like they're not succeeding. But so they had 3 chili recipes and they had 3 different chocolate recipes. And I have to say the one that I really liked the best was a venison chili. And that was really good. And then the best chocolate recipe that I thought was they're called Dream Brownies, and they've got a whole bunch of different stuff in them. If you don't like coconut, I mean, it would be a downer for you, but I happen to love coconut, so I thought it was good. And then on Wednesday, I got some bad news, and we won't dive into it. And then Thursday, I had a late night meeting until 9. And then Friday, I had off because I had worked 2 nights to basically account for all of my time. So it was a pretty jam-packed week with very little knitting going on. And then yesterday, I went down to visit some friends that I went to college with in relation to what happened on Wednesday. And so it was good to see them. It was good to reconnect and have a chance to catch up because, both of them live pretty eventful lives. So it was good to see both of them. And then today we get to record together. So,
which is always awesome.
Yes.
So let's get to the knitting. What's taking about? Well, I've had a lot of time off, so I have been able to finish 2 objects for you this week. I'm trying to finish this DPM. So the first thing I finished were the Twisted Sands mitts by Lucia Payne. I used Leading Men Fiber Arts Dramaturg base in the Copper Cloud colorway on size 3 US, which is 3.25 millimeters. And I am so happy with them, beyond happy. I had Andy try them on. I went for a little bit longer on the ribbing on one of the thumbs than I did the other one. And he was like, something's not right. I'm like, that's fine. And they feel super soft after I wash them. But I've also just washed my hands and put lotion on, so maybe that's it too. But oh, guys, I really like this pattern and this colorway and this yarn and all of it together. You can see the difference between the 2 bind-offs. This was my first mitten because I tried to do the twisted something bind-off, tubular bind-off. And I didn't really care for it, so I just did a normal bind-off. It's, in fact, just as stretchy, if not, this is stretchier than this one. Oddly enough. But you can see this one has a little bit more thumb room than this one. So it's fine. One's going to be on a hand mannequin, the other one's going to be try me on sample. So I like them. I might wear them when it gets warm. So I love them. Definitely make a pair. There's not enough for you to make a pair, but I have another skein of something else, so you could do like the ribbing in the gold. And
I have yarn to do the pattern.
Oh. I was hoping to pawn it off on you to clear off some of my scraps. I know I could do another pair. But when that'll happen, I don't know. So, definitely recommend this pattern. Check it out. And like I said, she's got a hat that matches that she graciously gifted Callie. And then she's coming out with a cowl right now, and then socks soon after that all feature Leading Men Fiber Arts, and then you could have a set. So, those are done. I gotta get pictures of those. The second thing I finished was the Athena scarf by Tanya Berry. I was so ready for it to be done, but I went to every last fiber of yarn. I had not much left. And this feels a lot better now that it's been washed and dried. I just took it off the drying rack. The other time I've used Mountain Colors Barefoot, it bled profusely to the point that I actually had to reset it with vinegar. This bled yellow like nobody's business. I don't know what they do to mix the dyes, but they don't set their dyes very well. It was not coming off of my hands like the other one, but I have to say I'm very disappointed with Mountain Colors. I don't know about your cowls, if you had any interest or any bleeding when you washed them.
I haven't washed them yet.
Okay.
They are both intended for gifts, but not gifts that I was ready to give right then.
Right. I'd be interested to hear with the Twizzle base if it bleeds.
Yeah.
Both of these, and these are older skeins. I got these from my local yarn store, and we had a discussion one night. She was like, well, blah, blah, blah. And I said, no. Whether it's hand-dyed or not, the yarn should be set. I mean, there may be some leakage, but this is just, the minute it hit the water, it was like pouring out dye. I'm not saying that ours don't leak a little bit, but it's not
as much.
It's not that the dye isn't set.
I would think that, too, with a commercial yarn company, it would be better. You know, it would be done better.
True, but I think they're still hand-dyed. They're not commercial. So this is half, as you can see here. And from here all the way to there I did this week. As you can see, lace. I didn't even pin this. I just laid it out. But it looks so much better once you block lace. So it's a decent size. I even put it on. You can loop it and still have just a little bit hanging out. So I like it. I'm not going to keep it. Like I said, I think I have an intended recipient for it. If not, I'll put it in the bag of projects until somebody wants it. I like to knit. So, and that was Mountain Colors Barefoot in the olive colorway on size 8 US 6mm. Is that right? 5mm.
Yeah, I was going to say
5mm. So I'm going to take the dicky-doo out. That's all that I finished.
I have nothing.
Do you want to talk about your work whips since I've been talking a lot?
Yes, and because I'm at the end of the row. So I, because of this week, with the sheer amount of work that I've had to do, late nights, I haven't really had a chance to work on any other project than this. But it is, my hitchhiker, and I'm at 24 points, or 24 teeth. And this is 716 knits, and I always mess up the colorway name, so it is the 716 sock base, and it's rebounding with the Evil Undead, and I really like this, and it's on size 4 US 3.5mm. I did start the actual color work on my mitts, so but I only had like 1 or 2 rows on it, so I didn't bring it, 1, because it's at work, and 2, because I didn't feel like going into work today. So.
You deserve a day off.
Yeah.
But I tell you that every time we get together. So, what am I working on? The first thing is the Norris sweater by Pam Powers using local alpaca worsted mill spun dyed in the royalty colorway on size 8 US 5mm. Can you tell I've been working on that a lot? And it's nowhere near done, so. But I finished the left front this morning, so, and you're like, that doesn't look like a whole front. As you can see, there's pleating up here with short row shaping at the top, and it doesn't, I think there's something that goes up here. I haven't really looked. I just follow it one piece at a time. I kind of look over that one section, I don't look over the whole pattern. So I've got to do the other front. What really sucks is I ran out of, I did this all with the original 2 skeins I did the back out of. And then I started 2 more skeins to do that cable inset. But then I was like, oh, I want to see how far I can get. And I did this all with the original 2 skeins. And then the last alternating I did, I put in the new skein. And I had to do it for 1 back and forth row. And then it started short rowing, so I couldn't keep going. So I had to clip it. I was like, that was 1 row I put in that yarn for. So anyway, that's funny. It kind of makes an X with those splotches.
Yeah.
Anyway. Hand-dyed detail. The second thing I'm working on is a new cast-on. I cast on 2 new things this week, and those are the Show-Off Stranded Socks by Ann Campbell. I'm using Into the World Gloucester sock in the Inara colorway on size 1 US 2.25mm. I'm using a size 1 instead of 1.5. I'm following the pattern. I'm also doing the 72 stitch version, the large version, because I'm hoping that Andy and I will like it. I'm keeping them either way. If he doesn't like them. He might like them because they're orange, but I'm like, need a new pair of socks. Everybody's gotten socks for me. So I asked for somebody to suggest a skein of fingering weight, and the first one that I felt would work well with the pattern that was sock yarn, I would go with, and the first one was it, and that was suggested by Girl for Alex on Plurk. So this was like the May 2012 Into the World Club colorway, but somebody gifted it to me. Oh, and I'm so sorry I cannot remember off the top of my head, but thank you so much because this is the perfect pattern. It's been waiting. It has been waiting for this pattern. So it's got some, they're not slip stitches, it's a yarn over, and then you pass the yarn over two knit stitches, and I really like the texture. I've never done something like this, so I am using DPNs because I'm using my circs on, well, another sock. So you can see the cool spiraling effect that happened, but then this breaks it up. And I'm only about 2 repeats into it. I misread the pattern row at the top, so I'm going to have to remember to do that on the second sock, and I did it every 2 stitches instead of every 4 like it's supposed to be. So, as you can see, it just kind of breaks it up, lifts it up a little bit.
I like the texture it gives.
Yeah, and it feels cool too.
Yeah.
It has a different heel. I've decided I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to go back to a heel flap, heel turn, gusset, just in stockinette, and I'll keep this patterning on the top of the foot. But I was just like, it was something with increasing, and my brain does not think of socks as increasing at any point because I pick up and always decrease. So I was like, I'm trying something new needles. So I'm excited about that. I was like, yay! So then I cast something else on. I needed a new shop sample swat, and since I just did a pattern, these mitts, I was like, I'm going to do a boomerang out of a variegated colorway, and I actually had a variegated colorway in my stash, and that was the Anne's Story colorway. That was the special add-on skein you can get through the Anna Green Gables kits on our MCN show stealer base. And looks like this in the skein. It actually has every color of the individual colors we did for the kits in one skein. And I'm really liking the way it's knitting up, and I love our MCN base. So I'm doing a basic boomerang, garter stitch. Surprise! But I put it on the needles and I was like, this just feels right. I'm home. So I know it's a really bad obsession with boomerangs, but I love the way this is knitting up.
I like it.
It's so foresty and just, and that MCN on this loose gauge. This is on size 6s. I do my boomerangs on size 6s. I know Callie's done a couple, but she usually goes down. I think you went down really small the first one, and then you opened up, or went up a little bit.
I usually do 3 or 4.
And I do mine on a size 6, just to try to give it a little more length and just that squishiness. So, I like it. So we'll see how far that gets in the next week, especially since I got to work all week and I got conferences, and hoping to go to Knit Night on Tuesday.
Yes.
The last thing I'm working on are the Donegan socks. These are basic stockinette socks out of 3 Irish Girls Adorn sock in the Donegan colorway on size 1.5, 2.5 millimeters. And I am this far. And you're like, wait, what? This is the second one. Got the ribbing done on the second one, so you can see, again, it's doing its spiral-tastic stuff. And I finished the first one minus the heel. I would have you try it on, but without the heel, it's still not going to feel right, so I don't know. It looks kind of short, but the heel, they always say heel adds 2 inches. So, I guess it's not that long, that short. I don't know. Yeah, I think you'll be fine. I think they'll fit her very nicely. So, yeah. There's the afterthought.
Cool.
So, there's my marker. I finished from here to here. And then, the ribbing on the second one. So that's all that I have worked on this week. So, what's in rehearsal? I have not slotted anything yet to be in rehearsal just because I just cast on 2 projects, and these socks are not going to be done in the next week. So, but this is my OCD planning. Okay, this fills my fingering weight call out to the public slot on my works in progress. So when this is done, I will put a call out for a skein of fingering weight, and if it's sock yarn, it'll be socks. If it's not, it'll be a boomerang. Surprise!
So you could have 2 boomerangs going at once?
I could, just like I have 2 socks going at once right now.
Hate is gonna hate.
Hey, you gotta do what makes you happy, right?
Yeah.
Everybody loves a good boomerang.
I think that was definitely the theme this week. For me personally, is definitely reflecting and going, I don't like doing this. Why do I do this? You know, life's too short to do that.
Yeah.
So.
I don't do that enough. I force myself to finish something just because I've started it. Alright, behind the scenes, what's going on with my spinning? I did finish the Fiber Nymph Dyework 100% Polworth in the Misty Mountains colorway, and I got 356 yards of a chain ply, and I'm really happy with it.
I don't know why, but in my head I didn't think it would turn out like that. I don't know what I really thought.
It's got the longer repeats of color because I chain plied it.
Yeah, I don't really know how I thought it would come out, but I just didn't envision it like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, I still like it. That's not a down. It's not what I thought.
I'm happy with it, and it's super squishy, that Polworth. Yeah. So hopefully the recipient will, like I said, this was commission submitting, the first of many. So hopefully she will enjoy it. This will be out in the mail tomorrow. So I'm excited.
Ooh.
So then I was like, well, I did a commission spinning, and I've got tons more to do for this person, but I'm going to switch off between my own stash so that it doesn't get neglected. And so I put a call out on Plurk.
And you let her know that, too.
Yep. And I have free reign to do, spin it how I want to spin it, do it what I want to do with it. She just wants yarn in the end. So, which is awesome. Mm-hmm. So I put a call out on Plurk to see what I should spin next from my stash, and Crow Julie on Plurk was the first to respond, and she suggested Giggle Jelly 7525 Merino Silk in the graphite colorway. My leading man has adored this color for the longest time, and he even said so. I don't think Giggle Jelly is producing or is open anymore. I checked Etsy, and their last sale was towards the beginning of 2014. I checked their Facebook group. Their last post was in 2013. So, pretty sure they're not in business, which is unfortunate. I'm not sure if she actually dyed stuff or if she just blended. But this is the graphite. I had spun up something else. I can't remember what it was now. Some blues, teals and blues and whites maybe. I got something from it before and I've spun it up. But this is graphite. So you can see it's kind of blended. I don't know if this is carded or how it's, I don't know that much, but it's spinning up. It's spinning up. It's making it a little, I don't want to call it dirty, but it kind of dirties it up. It mixes and barber pulls and does all this stuff. So I'm just spinning it. I'm going to Navajo ply it like I've been doing, and we'll see what it turns out to be. And that'll be in the Leading Men Fiber shop when it's done. So that's what I'm spinning right now, and that's it. So, in the spotlight, what am I watching and reading? I'm still reading 50 Shades of Grey by E.L. James. I am just under 4 hours left. Man, these two characters have libidos. I mean, I know that's what the book is based around, but I mean, it's just several times a day, and this, and I'm like, and she's just whiny like a 14-year-old girl. Like, people complain about the girl from Twilight. I could handle the Twilight books. I know, if you don't like it, stop listening, but I'm kind of like, I want to see where the story goes, and again, there's 2 more novels after this, so I'm like, got another Audible credit. I'm not spending it right now on the second book. I will wait. But again, I wanted to read and listen. I wanted to listen the book before I saw the movie, because, you know, I'll probably see the movie when it comes out somewhere, Netflix or on demand. I finished season 2 of Bates Motel. There was only 10 episodes, which was sad. I was like, oh, it's over? So I have to start something new. And I watched a movie. I watched The Perks of Being a Wallflower, which I had heard about the book for a long time. And I enjoyed the movie. There was a definite twist towards the end. I'm sure if you've watched the movie or read the book, you understand that. I felt like they did a good job of twisting it so fast that there was a twist that you were like, wait, but then it went too fast through that part that I was almost like, but wait, what was what? I got confused kind of towards the end. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good storyline, so I think that's it. I caught up on Glee. We caught up on Walking Dead. Caught up on the Great British Baking Show, whatever it's called. So that's what I've been doing.
Can we talk Empire? If you are not watching it, I don't know. Like, I just don't know.
I'm not. Don't care to.
And you know, I respect that, but I also
look down upon me for it.
No. I don't know how, like, I get so excited about Empire, and then after I watch it, I just want to, like, find those core people that also are huge fans of it, and I want to, like, chat with them about what they thought. And my cousin is actually a huge Empire fan, but she had to work this week, and this week was pretty intense, and I really enjoyed it. And I told her, I was like, if you don't watch it soon, I don't know. I was like, I don't know if I can hold out on not spoiling it for you. And so that's kind of really great to have that kind of relationship with my cousin, because we haven't always been close, and it's kind of bringing us closer, so that's good, among a few other things with family drama that we both are like, really. And so but yeah, I really like the show. There was definitely a catch in the ending, and Boo Boo Kitty's face at the end was hilarious. Boo Boo Kitty is Cookie's nickname for the new fiance. It's hilarious.
Boo Boo Kitty and Cookie.
If you would understand if you watched the show. But it is good. I'd highly recommend it. And then I also watched Mob Wives, which I've been watching Mob Wives this season, and it was okay this go around. I think there's going to be some stuff in the next episode, which is kind of exciting. But other than that, I haven't really been watching a whole lot of TV, again, with work schedule. On Wednesday, we had our dance night at the gym for our class. And, man, this week was really challenging, I'm not gonna lie. There was, like, 2 new songs that we did, and there's a lot of,
choreography.
Well, there is a lot of choreography, but there was a lot of things that, like, I can't do, because, like, I don't usually jump in our routines because it hurts, so I modify it for myself, but there was just not a whole lot of way to modify it for these 2 dances, so that was kind of a little challenging. But did that, and then I've been listening to a lot of audio podcasts while I work, and I'm listening to one that is non-knitting related, so it's called Scrap Gals, and it's about scrapbooking, hence Scrap Gals. And I really like it. I think it's really informative, and it's a new take on scrapbooking in the sense of there's topics, and there's always a theme to their show, which I think is really good, because I think, especially with the scrapbooking community, it's kind of, you know, it was really, really big in the early 2000s, and, you know, everybody was doing it, but now it's not so well seen, I guess. And I think that there's a lot of scrapbooking stores that are closing, and it's kind of like, you know, with anything that goes in and out, and it's kind of sad because, you know, there's lost communities, I guess. Mm-hmm. You know, like when an LYS closes, that community kind of tends to shift apart. So I really enjoy it, and I think it's kind of nice to have something that I've always really liked to do, to have that kind of community again, even if it's on their blog and on their website. So, yeah. That's it for me.
Awesome. Alright, stash enhancement. I have been... Sorry, I'm not trying to avoid eye contact with you. This yarning over and then knit 2 and then pass over, you kind of have to... Luckily these are sharp DPNs, but you gotta really get the yarn over in the right way. Those rows definitely slow me down. But it's a good effect, so. Anyway, I've been bad. And certain people come up with new colorways, and I'm like, ooh, I'm home for the update. I'm going to stock, and I'm going to get it. So I got me another skein of Viburnib Dyeworks on her bounce base. I'm all about that base. Which feels exceptionally soft today. I don't know if there's lotion on my hands or what, but yarn's feeling luscious in my hands today. So this is her new colorway called Hidden Treasure. It's a self-striping, and it is one of her new St. Patty's Day colorways. Not that I will get it knit up for then or even do it for then. I did a St. Patty's Day sock last year, but so this is Hidden Treasure. What's really cool, I can't remember if it has one or two different green stripes, but then it has a variegated stripe in it as well that has this like seafoamy green and then this gold. It's variegated, and Sad Panda is like that as well, and I forgot that it has a variegated stripe. She's just I think she's just branching out into that self-striping with the variegated stripe in there, so I'm excited. I don't think I have very many of those, so I was like, I'm gonna get it, and I did, because I deserve it. So that's the stash enhancement for me this week. Do you have anything?
No, but I did buy my retreat bag for the Zombie Knit Apocalypse from the Silver Shed USA. She does have pre-orders going up in her shop, so if that's something that interests you, then I would check that out. And they also have a thread on the ZK Retreat board for different vendors that might have specials going on. So, again,
I don't know about. I'm so bad about staying up on boards, especially on those types of things. I do know that they are doing instead of a yarn crawl this year, they are doing one yarn store and then a wine tasting. And I meant to talk to you. I don't do wine, but it just sounds like fun. And to get out, I mean, it's very relaxing at ZK, don't get me wrong, but Friday I was a little like, okay, what do? I took a nap. I went and took a nap because I didn't have really anything to do on Friday. And most of the time that's really great, but like last year, I spent a lot of time with Jenna and Michelle at Dancing Dog Dyeworks, which, Michelle, can't wait to see you this year.
Can't wait to meet you, Michelle.
Oh, she is crazy, but in a good way.
Love her. Already.
But Jenna, unfortunately, can't make it. I'll have Callie, but I'm like, it might be fun to... But
I'll have Callie.
But you know what I mean. Like, you are going to be my go-to person, because we're really good friends in real life, and I always have to have my go-to person. We've talked about this on the show. I put myself out there on the internet, but when you meet me in real life, the RBF kicks in just because I'm inside my head too much. So, anyway, I meant to ask you about that. We'll have to talk. Yes. Rooms are booked and everything. We officially did that a couple weeks ago. And
guess who got their refund back?
Tax refund?
Me. Yes.
Oh. Yeah, we haven't even met with our accountant yet. He's been working on things. Andy takes care of all that. But anyway, so we have a book review for you this week. I've talked about one of these patterns previously, but I was very lovingly contacted by Rachel Coopy, who is Coop Knits on Ravelry, and she has a new book coming out, or that is out, and she asked me if I wanted a copy of it, especially since Lady Man Fiber Arts is one of the yarns used in the book. And I said, yes, please. So it came all the way across the pond to me and arrived with the Royal Mail stamp, and I always get so excited with that. And I have Coop Knit Socks Volume 2. And I already comes with a digital code if you buy the actual copy, and I already downloaded it, and I put almost every pattern in my queue. Almost every pattern. I will say that I believe all these socks are top down, which just makes my heart sing. If you are a toe-up person...
You could always convert it.
Yes, you probably know how to do that, because I think there are... I mean, toe-up's getting more popular, but I think there's more... Top-down socks, so people get used to, converting. Her photography is just amazing, always. And that's done by Jessie Wild. But there's her lovely face. You should definitely follow her on Instagram. I do. And then she has a wonderful photo index. Look at all those, just the colors. I mean, the palette is stunning. And this is not a teach you how to do anything book. This is wonderful patterns with awesome designs. So the first ones, I'm going to go through these quickly, are a sock named Dave, and I think these, it says, everybody knows a Dave and everyone needs some plain Dave socks. These can be worked with either a heel flapper or an afterthought heel. These are just a plain sock, so I did not put these in my queue, but because it's just a plain stockinette sock. So this will kind of teach you a little bit, you know what I mean, give you a pattern if you're new to sock knitting. She has multiple, I mean, just for this first sock, she has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pictures of that.
And I appreciate that, because I like to check out different scopes of the sock. So.
Right. And there's close-up and far-away shots, so... the next one is Sakatumi Eugene, worked in a super stretchy textured stitch pattern. These Eugene socks will keep your feet toasty. It uses Whimsy Sokusu O. And fall foliage is what it's shown in. So, I know I put those in my queue. I like that texture. What's really cool too, I didn't even notice this, she has like hand knit sweaters and stuff. Well, at least for this one, the model's in a hand knit sweater, you know, with the pattern. Very clear, I'm just going to flash it, open charts so you can really see much of anything, but it is big for that amount of stitches. The next one is Phyllis on My Feet. Sharply defined traveling twisted stitches create the diamond patterns that track along the length of these socks, and it uses Kettle Yarn Company twist, and there are those socks. I know those are in my queue. Just tell you which ones I put in my queue. Like I said, I think there's only 2 or 3 different patterns I didn't put in my queue. The next ones are Orville Loves Socks. An afterthought heel and zigzagging rib pattern creates a pair of socks to love or for your love. So I like to, she actually had 3 models. I followed the shoot on Instagram, and she had a man and 2 women, which you can see in the book. But, there we go. You can see the zigzagging in the rib there, which is one of the cover shots. And I love, look at this. She ain't afraid of no hairy legs on her cover. I liked that. I appreciated that. And everything is written out as well as charted, so you have both options. The next one, socks on the Deca. Soothingly simple lace rib means these Deca socks are perfect for knitting or wearing while snuggled up on the sofa. And I think this might have been one that I did not queue because it is kind of lacy. There we go. So.
I really like those.
And that is John Arbin Textiles Exmoor Sock Yarn, which is 85% Exmoor Blue Face, 15% nylon.
Wide range of yarns in this book.
She showcases a lot of independent dyers, which I'm exceptionally grateful for. There will be another independent dyer you probably know in this book coming up. And then next is, Delbert. That's what yarn. I died. So it says, these cables, the cables on these socks twist and turn like twisty, turny things. Make sure you don't miss a trick. So, I think these are fun. So this is featuring Leading Men Fiber Arts Spotlight in the Dirty Truth colorway. So I showed you that online, but
it's cool to see it.
It is cool. It's very, very neat. So
there's your name.
Yep. So I won't spend too much time on that. But the next one is Sydney the Sock. An offbeat fraternal pair of socks. The graphic cable patterns are reversed on the second sock. So if you like that symmetry look, I think I put these in my queue as well. Of course, Delbert is in my queue. So
I love those.
she's just got an eye for sock design. I mean, that's what she does exceptionally well. She does a lot of things well. But sock design is one of them. This is one I did not put in my queue just because I didn't. You kind of have to have the right yarn and blah, 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 blah. And I was just kind of. I like it, but I didn't put it in my queue because I didn't see myself making it anywhere in the near future. But this is Otis Born to Sock, designed for a chromatic set of mini skeins. This rhythmic colorwork pattern will help your socks fly off the needle. So if you have the right yarn for it, definitely go for it. And so, who does it feature? In case you're interested, it features the Knitting Goddess Merino Nylon Sock Yarn, which I know she probably has a lot of UK dyers in here as well. The next one is Laverne, Angel of Socks. Laverne works in a sweet shop, filling paper bags with sherbet pips, and the other old-fashioned sweeties that inspired these socks. And this features the Knitting Goddess Brit Sock Yarn, which is 40% BFL, 20% Wensleydale, 20% alpaca, 20% nylon. It's an interesting mix.
I like that colorway, and I really like the pattern.
Yeah, these were in my queue as well. Like I said, I think I've hit everything that isn't in my queue. Sorry, I think this book deserves to be gone through, so I want you to see what's in here. Ula, is that how you say that? Ula, my sock love?
Or Eula, I think it depends on.
Intricate cables and traveling twisted stitch motifs are balanced by a simple broken twisted rib pattern that flows down the socks. These are in my queue too. And this features Blue Moon Fiber Art Sock That Rock Lightweight. So I'm sure a lot of you have this in your stash. I think I'm all out of socks that rock. If you want show-off sock pieces, this is it. And these ones I might not have queued. Ernestine's Sock of My Heart. This rib pattern works well for both men and women and features an extended version of the openwork design on the foot. It's a little bit openwork, which means it's a little bit lacy. This features Baby Long Legs Flump Merino Sock. And then there's another version in Fiber Space Vivacious. So, let's see if I can get you a good up-close picture. Focus. It's so close it doesn't want to focus. There we go. So, those are those. Almost done, guys. Wilbert, King of Socks. Braided cable ropes combined with a neat lace pattern, lending Wilbert a smart nautical air. And this features Eden Cottage Yarns Milburn 4-ply or Old Maiden Ant Yarns Superwash Merino 4-ply. And you can see, I like those. Kind of an old-fashioned stocking look. Then it has something about why to knit socks, online tutorials, shoe sizes. I mean, there's a lot of information on socks back here. It's not, but it's in, 2 pages. There's a photo tutorial on the afterthought heel, Kitchener stitch, long tail cast on, a good yarn. It even tells you how to get a hold of the yarns that are in the book, what the websites are. I didn't even realize that. So that's awesome. One yarn that I forgot to mention with the Dave, the basic socks, that features another crafty girl, her merino socks. So I thought I would hit her yarn again, but so definitely check out another crafty girl, as well as some of the other ones in here. And it doesn't even look like the Knitting Goddess, she used twice, but everything else she's used different indie dyers. So I definitely recommend this book. It says 18 pounds on the back. but that gets you the digital version as well. It's some odd UK price conversion on Ravelry, but I've talked about it before, so definitely check it out.
Yeah.
I highly, highly recommend it if you like socks. So
she's very thorough and very well written.
And her layout is great of photography. And this is all self-published. She does it all on her own. So thank you again, Rachel, for sending that to us, and I can't wait to see what your next endeavor entails. So. All right, we want to remind you in our A Round of Applause section to enter all your finished objects into the February 2015 Race to the Finished Object contest. We have 2 wonderful prizes. The first is a project bag from the Silver Shed USA, where Anne has donated a brown and blue Argyle medium-sized bag, which is awesome. We'll be drawing for that, I think, next week.
Nope.
Well, we'll have to record next Sunday again. But, so that'll be the first. And then we have a pattern from our featured designer, who is Lucia Payne. So if you like the Twisted Sandsmiths and you win, you can get a copy of it.
Yes.
So that's that. We're going to move into shop news, center stage, all things Leading Men Fiber Arts. If you leave us now, we hope you have a great week, and we'll see you next week. But if not, there are some important things. Before you go, don't go yet. I forgot to mention at the top of the show, we are on YouTube now. Put last week's YouTube video up, and get emails, a couple emails a day that people are subscribing to us. So if you prefer YouTube, go on over there. I'm not going to back order any of the videos. I'm sorry, ain't nobody got time for that. Love you guys. But
you could always visit our blog.
Yep. If you really wanted to, you can go back to the blog. dramaticknits.com had a wonderful thing with WordPress where from Blogger it imported everything we had. Unfortunately, with VideoPress, I do have to delete videos to save room, so and iTunes only has it. You know, it's great to go back and visit a catalog of people. You can visit the first however many, 100, I don't know. Blip still hasn't kicked me off, so. But then, you know, once we went strictly to WordPress, we have to delete some of the videos to keep our space down. So, just want to put it out there. Alright, Leading Men Fiber Arts. I have two new colorways to show you right off the bat. The first one is for the Knitting Pipeline Retreat. So I'm going to premiere that right now. I'm going to show it to you. Again, I'm not taking pre-orders. I'll have a certain amount of each skeins. Very limited this year compared to last year. But again, we always have a custom order book. So if you don't see something or you don't, it sells out on the base you want, you can put in a custom order. And we always, always, always do free shipping for custom orders at in-person shows, because we figure if we don't have it there for you to buy, then we can at least ship it to you for free since you were there in person and we couldn't get to you. So just keep that in mind. I told you last week that the colorway name is called A Pigeon Called Martha, and I think it came out pretty well. I told Callie and she was like, I showed her the inspiration photo and she was like, okay, I see it now. So, some people are going to like it, some people aren't, and that's to each their own. So this is a pigeon called Martha. This is dyed up on our sportwear base, which is called Callback. And I had a inspiration photo, which the neck and breast of the pigeon was this kind of soft corally pink peach color. And then it had the light blue, and then it had darker, you can kind of see it count here. It's not as dark as I would like, but like darker gray, purplish black. So this is a pigeon called Martha, and I'll have it on a lot of different bases. How many, I don't know, by the time the retreat happens, which is crazy because it's in like 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be the Knitting Pipeline 2015 Retreat colorway. The second thing I have to premiere for you is our March colorway of the month, which we will have pre-orders up on March 1st. They will last through the morning of March 8th. March 8th, I will take it down. Again, there will be 10 in every base, except for Showstopper and Showstealer. There will be 20. We will not have it on Soliloquy or Spotlight, our BFL bases, because those are still on back order, and I won't be getting that. Hopefully by the end of March, I'll have more in. So hopefully for YarnCon. Would be nice. So, this is the colorway. It's called Punk Rock Highlights. And I'm hoping it does not blow out the camera. So, oh gosh. So there you go. It's got this bright fuchsia and bright searing orange. I know it's not going to be everybody's colorway. Maybe this is the month you take off, but yeah. I mean, it's bright. But I also like it because it's kind of tonal. I know it's pink and orange, but it's also, you could do something that has a little bit more texture or open work simple lace and not lose it because it's not so wildly variegated. It is bright, but I think it's fun. So this is punk rock highlights. I mean, you know, just usually punk rockers, they got like black hair with that streak of vibrant, I don't know, that's what went into my head. So punk rock highlights, look for pictures online on the shop when we put pre-orders up. Which, by the way, have you visited the shop in the last couple of days? New layout, it's wonderful. Oh my gosh, there's so many things I like about this layout of the shop. I was telling Callie, it's such a cleaner look. It's meant for showcasing pictures, which means it really showcases the yarn. It works so much better than our old layout. There's a Facebook and Instagram button at the bottom, so you can even, follow and like us through there. I'm just so excited. So definitely check out leadingmenfiberarts.bigcartel.com. Alright, what's been dyed up this week? There's been a lot because, we've had a little bit more time to dye up things and update. So I'm going to go quickly. This afternoon I updated on Showstopper, Tequila Sunrise. This is an oldie but a goodie. Haven't done it in a while. On Showcase, we have Seaweed. Callback, our sport weight base, we have Deep Sea. This again an oldie but a goodie. Callback, we have Dippin' Sauce. And Dippin' Sauce, I'll be honest with you guys, we got a new batch of dye and it's a little bit different than the original one. I'm a little disappointed because you can remember what yours look like. This is a little more muted, but just like when we dye things up and there's dye lots, when they make dyes there's dye lots, so I was worried that it was not the same dye, but it looks exactly the same. So it dyed up closer than I thought it was going to, but it is a little more towards yellow than gold, but it is what it is. A lot of callback for some reason. We had a lot left over and back stock from the Anna Green Gables kit, so we've been dyeing it up. Almost done with it. Callback, we have Avery. Showcase, we have Love Potion number 9. Callback, we have Eternal Kiss, which is very hard to photograph. It is a very deep purplish red. It wants to look black, but callback, we have Shadows in the Trees. Show Stealer, we have Anne with an E. This is one of the Anna Green Gables colorways. Showcase, we have Saffron. Show Stealer, we have Purple Rain. Getting a mound of yarn up here. Just put this up today. Callback, Perfection. No fun. On Showstopper, we have Obscured. Great manly camo color. Callback, 911 Butterfly. Almost done. Showstopper, we have Orchard Slope. This was another Anna Green Gables colorway. Again, it's very hard to photograph in picture. It is a very dark green with, I want to say, almost like maroon undertones to it, almost like, when you blush and you see that just kind of, it comes through very, very subtly.
I got that colorway in my kit.
It has a lot of depth to it that you cannot picture very well. On box office, our worsted weight, we have a skein of blue steel. On callback, we have primordial. We haven't done this one. You saw me knitting my lace weight one out of this colorway, my lace weight Esche. And last but not least, on show stealer, we have imperial. Tortoise blue. So, that's what's been in the shop this week. Getting back into the swing of things. Stocking up. We're getting ready to hit show season hard. We are going to be busy this spring and summer, but that's good. I'm excited. So, always looking for more things to do with my time off this summer. So, but if I book too many things, I need the time to die and replenish. So, it's kind of a catch-22. So, that's it. Definitely check out leadingmenfiberarts.bigcartel.com. Check out our Facebook group and our Ravelry group. For the podcast, we'd love it if you'd go over to iTunes. If you're watching through there, leave a star rating or a written review. You can also leave comments now on YouTube. Subscribe to us through YouTube. Or you can subscribe to our blog, which is dramaticnotes.com. Anything else? You can follow me on Instagram as Leading Men Fiber Arts.
And I'm
Calisters88.
I always have to remember.
So, I think that's pretty much it. So, till next week,
We hope you
knit something dramatic.